Norway.
And Haaland might provide it. It's Haaland. It's 3.
If we were to account for both games, we lost 7-1. 7-1, guys. 7-1 on aggregate to Norway. 7-1.
As for Norway, we've been fantastic in this group, and we beat Italy 3-0 at home, very deservedly beat them 3-0, and we've scored goals for fun. We've been the best team in this group, so Italy have no one else to blame.
This Norway feels different from any team we've seen. After missing out on the World Cup for 28 years, they've come back strong, humiliating Italy and all opponents to make their qualifying campaign look easy. Now, they seem ready to stand against world-class opposition. Even if you take away Haaland's goals, Norway still posted 7 wins and 1 draw in qualifying. But Haaland is clearly indispensable. He scored 16 goals in just 8 matches, that record making him the top scorer in the UEFA qualifiers. No other player in the European qualifiers matched or exceeded this total by the end of the group stage in 2025. Norway's overall numbers are staggering. 37 goals in 8 games, while conceding only 5, giving them a +32 goal difference. Their average of 4.63 goals per game is among the best ever in World Cup qualifying. All of this looks impressive, but when you compare Norway to top-tier teams like Spain, France, or Argentina, some questions arise. Can this squad beat the very best? Will their tactics hold up against elite opponents? And most importantly, is this Norway the one that could finally lift the World Cup? Let's dig deeper into their foundation and tactics. Norway's football story has always felt like a long and difficult journey, a mix of close calls, heartbreak, and years of asking, what if? It's a nation of about 5.5 million people, and they have qualified for the FIFA World Cup only 3 times, 1938, 1994, and 1998. From 2000 to 2025, Norway went through a long dark period, 25 years without reaching any major tournament. They missed 12 tournaments in a row, failed in qualifying again and again, and were seen as one of Europe's nice but weak teams. Fans in cities like Oslo and Bergen watched Haaland and Ødegaard become stars in Europe, yet the national team kept collapsing in important matches. That pain stayed with the supporters. Norway got a reputation for having no strong identity and no killer instinct. They couldn't reach the World Cup, the Euros, or make any noise in the Nations League. In the FIFA rankings, as of December 2025, Norway sits at number 29, surprisingly behind teams like Canada and Ukraine. So yes, people still underestimate them. But here comes the twist. This Norway is not just improving, they are exploding onto the scene. The 2026 World Cup qualifiers in UEFA Group I against Estonia, Israel, Italy, and Moldova were not difficult battles. They were complete domination. Norway played 8 matches, won all 8, scored 37 goals, and conceded only 5. A +32 goal difference that completely breaks their old history. Something has changed, and it's big. Just look at their latest matches. On October 11th, 2025, Norway crushed Israel 5-0 at home, showing sharp attacking football and strong defending. In November, they continued with a 4-1 win against Estonia, where their finishing was calm and deadly. Then came the shocker, a 4-1 victory against Italy away from home. Across these 3 matches, Norway scored 13 goals and let in only 2. Under coach Solbakken, the team now plays with both flair and ruthlessness. These huge results helped them become one of the 42 teams qualified for the World Cup. Now, when you look at Norway's home stadiums, you can actually feel the joy. A nation with a quiet football past is finally writing new history, breaking records, building belief, and showing the world that Norway is becoming a real force. Solbakken isn't your typical national team manager. Now he's a trusted builder, someone who takes scattered pieces and forges them into something dangerous. Back in 1998, Solbakken was on the pitch himself, a hard-nosed midfielder who helped Norway shock Brazil 2-1 at the World Cup. He knows what it feels like to stun the world's giants. He also knows the sting of watching from the sidelines as Norway faded into obscurity for 2 decades. When he took the job in 2020, he inherited a paradox, a squad packed with Premier League talent with no smart systems, no identity, just individual brilliance, hoping to stumble into goals. Solbakken changed everything. Drawing from his successful club stints, he imposed structure without killing creativity. The result? Norway transformed from a collection of stars into Europe's hottest team heading into the 2026 World Cup. Solbakken's system starts as a classic 4-3-3, but it's alive, constantly shifting based on what the game demands. When defending, Norway sits in a compact 4-4-2 or 4-5-1. The wingers tuck inside, creating a wall of bodies through the middle. They don't chase wildly. Instead, they force opponents wide, away from danger zones. It's disciplined, patient defending that says, "Go ahead, try breaking us down." Norway deliberately invites pressure, using quick 1-2s between defenders and midfielders to beat the press. It's risky, but devastatingly effective when it works. When pushing forward, the 4-3-3 becomes a 4-2-3-1 or even a 3-2-5. One fullback bombs forward while the other stays back. Ødegaard might drop into midfield, or he might join the attack as a second striker. It's organized chaos, structure with freedom inside it. The Italy game showed the system at its best. Against Italy's back three, Norway overloaded the flanks, getting wingers and fullbacks 2 versus 1 against Italian wingbacks. Italy's centre-backs couldn't step out without leaving Haaland and Sørloth free. When they did step out, quick passes over the top. When they stayed home, the wingers cooked them wide. 4 goals, total domination, a statement. So again, the numbers don't lie. This isn't just vibes. Norway led all of Europe in qualification with 37 goals scored, the most in UEFA qualifying. Progressive runs and 1v1 dribbles off the charts. Minimal goals conceded through defensive discipline. Modern football analytics love Norway. They combine positional discipline with individual creativity, but it hasn't all been smooth. Solbakken's intense, no friendly, angry personality has rubbed people wrong. His blunt communication style, some call it arrogant, has made him enemies in the media. The controversy tested team unity, but somehow they emerged stronger. Norway isn't just qualified, they're dangerous. The tactics are world class, the players are in form. But how strong are the players really? Let's see the squad. Norway's squad for the 2026 FIFA World Cup marks a powerful return to the world stage 28 long years later. And this time, the team doesn't just come to play, they come to prove something. In goal, Norway stands confident. Ørjan Nyland is the clear number 1. Calm, experienced, and always in control. At 34, the Sevilla keeper reads danger early, comes out fast, and starts attacks with sharp passes. He kept 5 clean sheets in 8 games, letting in only 3 goals. Behind him, Matthias Dingeland and Tangvik complete a solid goalkeeping unit. With this trio, Norway starts every match with peace of mind, with no panic and fear. At centre-back, Kristoffer Ajer is the rock of the team, strong, tall, and smart. Beside him, Leo Skiri Østigård brings pure aggression and heart. Depth comes from Andreas Hanche Olsen and young talent Torbjørn Heggem, steady, disciplined, reliable. On the right flank, Julian Ryerson and Marcus Holmgren Pedersen offer pace and energy, giving the coach different tactical choices. On the left, David Müller takes charge, while Birger Meling steps in with accurate crosses and calm defending. This defensive line might not be famous, but it's hard to break and not simple to bypass. Then in midfield, this is where Norway starts to breathe football. Martin Ødegaard, the captain, the brain, the heartbeat.
And don't forget Ødegaard. Is also a fantastic player. He plays for Arsenal as the captain.
One of the best.
So we've got a lot of good athletes.
Beside him, Sander Berger brings strength and balance. On the right side, Oscar Bob brings city-style skill and smooth movement. On the left, Antonio Nusa adds speed, tricks, and fearless dribbling. Hugo Vetlesen gives box-to-box work rate, running non-stop. Christian Torstvedt brings smart positioning from Italy's Serie A. Then come the depth masters, Sivert Mansverk, Morten Thorsby, and Aaron Dunham, players who add energy, pressing, and wide creativity. This midfield can control the game, stretch the game, or break the game. And now, the main event, Erling Haaland, the unstoppable, unshakable, unhuman goal machine. Around him, Alexander Sørloth adds power, link play and finishing. With Ødegaard feeding passes and Bob and Nusa flying down the wings, Norway's attack becomes a moving storm. Behind them, more firepower waits. Jørgen Strand Larsen, Andreas Schjelderup and Taylor Orsgaard. And yes, Dunham can also shift forward, adding even more unpredictability. This attack is not just dangerous, it's a warning to every defense in the world. So yes, Norway's squad isn't as polished as Argentina, not as complete as France, not as technical as Spain. Not yet, but something is happening here. A team that waited 28 years has returned with hunger, not for glory, but for respect, for identity. For a moment, history cannot ignore. Because sometimes, world-class players don't make a world-class team, but a world-class belief does. And this squad is starting to believe. Norway's in the 2026 party with Haaland and Ødegaard firing, but the tournament is a 48-team bloodbath. This goalkeeping position rated 7.1 out of 10, defense rated 6.9 out of 10, midfield rated 7.8 out of 10, and attack got 9.3 out of 10 rating. France's speed, Argentina's aura, Spain's flow, England's depth, Brazil's magic, Portugal's grit, Germany's machine, they're all waiting. Norway's backline gets exposed 1v1, the keeper's turning 37 and the bench is light. Still, 2.3% title odds, top 10 contender vibes and pure dark horse energy. With tactics hit plus Haaland explodes, quarters or semis possible. Look at 2018 Croatia, look at 2022 Morocco, look at 2004 Greece. None of them had the most expensive squads, but they had structure, belief, discipline, and a system that perfectly fit their players. That's exactly what makes this Norway team interesting. Their statistical growth is real, not hype. Norway aren't just winning, they're dominating. 11 straight competitive wins, Europe's highest number of 1v1 dribbles and progressive runs, 16 goals by Haaland in 8 qualifiers, most assists in European qualifying by Ødegaard, a 7-1 aggregate demolition of Italy, something even top nations haven't achieved. These aren't lucky moments. These are patterns showing a team improving every month. The players peaked at the same time. This is extremely rare for small countries. Most nations wait decades for one golden generation. Norway suddenly have a world-class finisher in Haaland, a world-class playmaker in Ødegaard, 2 top-level wingers in Nusa and Bob, elite target forwards in Sørloth, and Strand Larsen, a revived all-round midfielder in Berge, and a strong defensive core. This is not normal for a country of 5.5 million. The chance of producing a world-class striker and playmaker at the same time is extremely low, but Norway got both, and both are entering their prime years right now, not after the World Cup or before it. Because it's 2026 World Cup, just few the final is months away from now. Perfect timing. They built unity. The silent storm that nobody sees coming until it hits. Norway's chance of winning the World Cup might seem impossible, but if they somehow manage to break all their challenges and limits, then it's possible to win the 2026 World Cup for the first time.
And when the mystic runes ignite, our red, blue, white will own the night. The North remembers tales untold, for Norway's glory is forged in bold.
So if you enjoyed this video, you are going to enjoy the World Cup ranking video showing on your screen.